lot of people struggle with the same thing. A lot of people are going through depression. A lot of people are, they realize that they're missing some serious holes in their life, and they just don't know where to turn or what to do. And so I just think, I think just the drastic measures that she took with Enoch and whatnot, it really hit a lot of people hard. I think it's just it was a shock to a lot of people. I guess a shock, of course. I guess just a lot of people go through the same thing, and so maybe I think the story with Enoch as well in the hospital and all that and watching his recovery, maybe a lot of people were looking for some hope there too, and some help as to how they could go through what they're going through as well.
It became almost its own separate story. The story of Enoch. Yeah, thank you.
And that was, I'll respond to
Sure. If you want to pass the mic on to Brenda, I want to ask the same question because I know, Brenda, that you've been the one who have been reading through a lot, if not all, at this point of the messages.
Yes. I can get this on. I think that's what we got, messages of anger at first, like how could someone do, and we could totally empathize and understand that people that didn't know the situation would think that. I can see myself thinking that. If I had seen this on the news, I would have said, how, could that happen? And then a lot of people would respond to that person and say, you don't understand depression, you don't understand.
I'd say 99% of the people were so compassionate and understanding.
I'd say more than 99.
Yeah, probably 99.9.
Yeah.
I expected more that would show anger.
Yeah.
And because it was just a hard thing to understand, but amazing the people that were so kind and did so much. Just totally amazing.
I have to say that I want to believe that your family opening yourselves up to me so early on and trusting me and talking to me about it, I think that really swayed people too, a lot. People couldn't say, why didn't the family do more? Watching all of you have such a difficult time talking about Heidi within a week of when it happened. Like, the love that you have for her was shown. It was just plain and clear there. And I think, how could anyone have said anything else at that point? I truly think that. Okay, I want to switch gears a little bit. Tell me more about this first responder dinner that you just held, as much as you're willing to and would like to share with me.
That was just something that I wanted to do, to let them know. I've never had to experience anything like they've experienced with this situation. And we just wanted them to know how much we appreciated what they faced and to let them know, and I had already let them know, because we've been in contact, but that God used each one of them. And we love hearing the story. We've met with each one of them and sat and chatted with them, and they explained, or they wrote it down, the detailed what happened, the events that brought them to Enoch. And it was just so obvious that it was God that brought them all there. It didn't just happen. And two of them were telling us the other night that they met in Bangor. They saw the other one get on the highway. And they knew each other, not knowing that they would be together in an hour dealing with a very tragic situation. And another one that was one of the first ones on the scene, he was supposed to go to Newport that day. No, he was supposed to go to Bangor that day to get something. He was from Aroostook County area. And he got to Bangor and found out what he needed wasn't there, and he was sent to Newport instead. So he went all the way to Newport, got what he needed, So the timeline, it was just so God directed, and they all know that's how we feel, you know, that is definitely God timed it. Even I look at it, Heidi's exact steps, the way she timed it to step in front of the truck in such a way. God, she wasn't supposed to do that. It wasn't, you know, that was the wrong choice. But God allowed her to do it and timed those steps in such a way that the impact would throw Enoch into safety, even though he was very injured. Everything was timed perfectly, and that's what we wanted to let them know, and then just to let them know how much they did and cared and kept touch with him. So
It's just so many, they were all there without being called.
yep,
That's pretty amazing.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
It's true. And we didn't know the details of who they were even when we spoke a little less than a year ago. Knowing their backgrounds, their fields, all of them at that time, it just became the more amazing part.
And several of them knew each other.
And they're all like just loving. That's why they're in that line of work, is they
Right.
love people, and they've
And there
all
was
become friends.
there was one that had been traumatized from another emergency, another tragic situation several years ago, and this coming into Enoch's aid helped him to sort of get back into the field because he had stepped back. He couldn't. That was so tragic what he was in, and that helped him. So
How the situation has been able to help someone, you couldn't ask for a better outcome from such a tragedy. So it sounds like you have a relationship with these people now, and the truck driver.
yes, Ken is an amazing man, and he has wanted to keep in contact, and he'll do it by texting or messaging on the phone, in person. And he told me the other night after we had our dinner, he texted me and said how much it helped him. It's been hard for him to deal with it, but watching Enoch, and it's just helped him heal. So he's an amazing man
And he helps us.
to what he went
Just-
through.
He's
Yep.
a kind man.
Very kind.